Welcome to the Insurance Guy Podcast. From sales to insurance advice, we discuss ways to protect your business and grow it. Make sure to like and share this podcast. And don't forget to check us out at theinsurers.ca for all your business insurance needs. And here's your host, Mr. On.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Insurance Guy Show.
Rewind. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Insurance Guy Show. It's your host, Mr. On the Insurance Guy. And with me today, I got a really special guest. A couple weeks ago, I was on his show being interviewed, and today I got him on our show. So, I'd like to personally welcome Mr. James Erdt. Did I get that right?
You did.
Oh,
you did, my man.
So there's a reason why I'm bringing this special gentleman with us on our show, because I know a lot of you guys are sales professionals, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and when you have an idea and you want to get it out there, there's so many questions that go through your mind. You don't know where to begin, where to end, where to get financing, what to do, where to get clients from, how to beat the competitors who are already established, making more money, or they have the resources to be able to put towards marketing and stuff like that. So just to give you a quick breakdown as to why James is a professional I brought on, I have to actually look down on my piece of paper for this. He's got a publishing company. He's got a creative agency. He's also an owner of Dynamo Events. He also was the host of the Dynamo TV show. Is there anything else I'm missing? Because I think you pretty much took everything else.
Moving towards Dynamo Media, our own television production facility. His
own television production facility. So clearly this man knows how to run a business. He's clearly doing quite a few of them. I asked a couple of my Facebook audience that, listen, if you guys have any branding questions or marketing questions, and a couple of people messaged me privately and they said that, and the common trend and the question was, listen, first of all, how do we get people to recognize us over the competition? How can we make enough noise that people will be attracted to us instead of the competition? How do you break through the noise?
Yes, well, first off, hello everybody. And secondly, we'll start off with gratitude. Thank you, On. Hey, Japanwala. Did I get that right?
You got it right. For the second time.
For having me on your show, being one of my audience, drawing into my show, coming into my sphere and circle of influence and sharing your message, what's close and dear to your heart, what's coming out of your head, and in a way that we have this reciprocal energy with each other's audiences.
Yes.
So you're my audience, I'm your audience.
Yes.
I'm grateful for you, you're grateful for me.
Yes.
Gratitude and the attitude of gratitude is key.
Having
gratitude for your audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Goes so far, right? Take for example, have you ever heard of the term guanxi?
Guanxi, no.
Guanxi, it's Chinese for giving a gift when you meet somebody. So I've actually brought you a gift. This is branded by Dynamo Publishing.
Dynamo Publishing, there you go.
Okay, so here I am. I'm on air on social media and or wherever this is going to go. And I'm going to give you a beautiful gift.
My man, thank you so much.
Dynamo Diaries, it's 21 authors. It's an anthology series. Each author is sharing 3 nuggets of wisdom if this was their last day on Earth, for information that they want to share with future generations. So there you go. You got 42 authors to go through, 3 nuggets apiece. And we're on book number 3 now of a 7-part series, 144 authors sharing their message. So one of the things that I do to empower myself, to empower you, is create platforms, whether it's speaking, okay, like a multi-speaker platform. I have B-level speakers and I have A-level speakers where you can share your voice. I have a book series where you can share your voice. I have a television show where you can share your voice. I have a TV production facility coming out with 5 show hosts that are not myself, that I'm helping create to lift them up and to empower their network. So by myself interviewing all these individuals, I become this expert in all these different fields because I'm learning from each and every one of them when I truly listen to their message, right? Then I become a catalyst for them to share their message. Therefore, I'm tapping into each and every one of their networks.
Amazing. Amazing. That's, I love the fact that you said 2 things from here. That you have to have an attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
It's almost every marketing book, every business book, any self-development book I've read so far, and I ran through like about, thanks to Audible, I was able to run through like almost 30 books of these.
Great product.
And it's great, it's awesome. And the common trend in all of those is, you should be thankful and try to look for ways to be able to help others in any way, shape, or form. Like, Gary Vaynerchuck.
Yes.
And he's a good friend of yours.
Yes.
His book, jab, 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 right hook, which means, give, and then ask. If, for example, you know what, speaking about gifts, I wanted to actually give you a gift as well.
Thank you.
I actually wanted to give you this hat from Silent Statements.
Oh, cool. Silent Statements, right on.
It's a company that my brother recently started about 2.5 months ago. So
I love it. Stylish. I love the 8. First off, I am an 8 in numerology. If anyone follows numerology, I am an 8. 8 is infinity, and obviously you can see the brand is very well represented.
Yeah.
You got the
simple
2
and
S's
effective.
there. It's very clean. It's simple. It's a beautiful hat. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother.
Hey, absolutely.
May I share one more tip based
Please.
on the branding question?
Yes, please.
A lot of you may or may not be at that level yet, right? It sounds fairly overwhelming. It took years and years and years. I'm in my 6th year of business now with this particular brand. It is my 3rd brand. I've had success. I've made $1 million twice with 2 brands before this. Joy Zone Incorporation, which was fitness, nutrition, and inspiration. It was a personal training company.
Okay.
And then I moved into Fitness Star International, which had 4 different divisions. Fitness Star Model Search, Fitness Star Magazine, Fitness Star Network, and Fitness Star Agency. So I had about 300 models that I provided for companies like Nike, Adidas, Tatika, Lululemon, Ice Gear Fitness. I ran events right across Canada and in India. So I have a special love for Mumbai, which is my 2nd home in India.
My birthplace.
Yeah, so one of the things common between Fitness Star International and Dynamo Entrepreneur is Fitness Star Model Search, Fitness Star Magazine, Fitness Star Agency. Right, so I have this trend. Okay, Dynamo Creatives, Dynamo Publishing, Dynamo Entrepreneur, Dynamo Show. So you see, there's a common trend. So take, for example, you have this open field, and you have the opportunity to do anything you want with this field to build your brand. So many people, what they do when they go digging for gold is they start digging a hole right here. They dig, and then they're getting to like that 95%. Where they're about to break through, but then they get just frustrated. And they're like, oh, I can't do it, so I'm going to go over here. So they dig a hole here, blah, blah, blah. They dig a hole here, blah, blah, blah. So eventually you turn around, you look, and you see, oh my God, I got all these holes. I'm running crazy. I feel overwhelmed. I got my hands in all these different pots, which usually doesn't work out unless you have razor sharp focus. So what I've learned in my past from my mistakes, because I did make $1 million twice, however, it cost me $900,000 each time to make the million. So how much did I actually take home?
Hey, not bad. 200K.
Living under the poverty line, you know what I mean? So now is to do it in the digital age with very little expenses as possible, create it as sustainably as possible so I can pay that forward, and instead of having that $900,000 spent on building the brand, give that to charity.
Okay.
So I have a charitable aspect called Reviver, which we can talk about at the end of the interview. But what I wanted to really hit home is both of these vehicles, Fitness Star International with the different verticals, Dynamo with the different verticals, are done in a way where you dig your hole, okay, and you go until you hit. Once you hit your goal, etc., you make a little bit, even if it's just a little bit of money and or energy, bandwidth, whatever you want to call it, you dig the next hole in sequence, okay? So you connect this hole to this hole. So we'll call it Dynamo Creatives, connected now to Dynamo Publishing, connected now to Dynamo University, connected now to Dynamo TV, right?
I guess this is why.
So when you look back and forth, you have this white picket fence in the field versus all these potholes all over the field. So what's happening is they're feeding off each other.
Right.
Right? So you're limiting and you're being more efficient in your branding.
I love that. And I guess this kind of brings clarity to that whenever you walk down. Whenever you walk down a mall or store or anything of the sort, you'll see that a company was known for something specific, and then they started branching out within the same, I would say within the same or affiliate or subsidiary. They start to grow and they expand within it. Like in your case, they have
I call it verticals.
Verticals,
right.
And that's I love.
Or lane. Keep it very simple. Just stay in your lane. What are you good at? Fitness Star International was about natural physiques.
Right.
It was about a natural physique organization, not skinny mini runway models. not big drugged out bodybuilders. It was about natural physiques and everything connected to the natural physique.
Right.
Dynamo is about service and excellence and quality for creating platforms for other individuals.
Amazing.
Right? So it's all kind of interrelated.
Okay.
And there's a third tip that I would love to give everybody is brand you.
Brand you.
You
Okay.
are the most important part of the brand. The CEO of, Joe Blow Inc. is the #1 most important ingredient. When you do not walk the walk, your brand will never take off.
I see. It's true. Whenever you hear about these CEOs who started a specific brand and they start to waver, they get in trouble and stuff like that. You'd sort of feel you'd kind of have you'd view them a little bit as hypocrites, essentially, when they aren't living up to what they're performing. It's like if the CEO of Nike never works out, it would be really hypocritical.
Exactly.
You can't say that. Well, I guess Phil Knight in this case he never worked out. If you read the book Shoe Dog, you see that he started off again a passion for running, and he built his shoes around the passion of running, and it takes off from there. So obviously there's that relation. That's a great point on that part.
Many individuals feel that in order to do this, okay, or to create something big or whatever, they have to change into a certain person. Rather than change, strip the layers off and turn into the person who you truly are.
Okay.
So instead of going forth and attempting to really create something that you're not, just truly, really be you. Like, give you an example. I started to uncover my layers. I started to get the tattoos that I've wanted all my life.
Nice.
I got my kid tattoos, my love for India here.
Really creative.
Right? I love jewelry, right? So I created a jewelry line for kids that can basically create these, and then they can sell them to raise profits, right?
Amazing.
So all back tied into kind of how I live my life, but I've monetized it in a way that can give back to kids.
Amazing.
Right? So yeah, just really, really, really own you.
Own
Be
you.
Own you. Do you.
Right. I love that fact. So I can't even add anything to this because it was so deep. I love it. I love it, man. Guys, I hope you guys take some wisdom out of this. This is these are gold nuggets. And even after reading a lot of these books and stuff like that, having a discussion with somebody who's done it, who's accomplished it, and sharing your wisdom, your success, and your mistakes you did, it kind of puts things in perspective. Now, when you started a business, how many times did you fail before you succeeded?
I am a master at failing.
I love it. Master of failing. I love it.
And it's not even failing. I don't even utilize the word fail. It's learning. It's a learning at the end of the day. And when we look at life as being for us versus to us, life is for us versus to us. So each and everything that happens to us throughout our life, in some way, shape, or form, we've attracted that to us. Like attracts like. I live the law of attraction day in, day out. So when I throw a punch in the universe, what's coming back? When I throw a big loving hug into the universe, what's coming back?
Right.
So I choose to operate in love.
Elaborate this for so how are you sending hugs to the universe?
Oh wow! I each and every day. Like give you an example. My friend Terrence Kosakar, he just called me right before the interview. And he challenged me because he also comes from the similar walk of life that I do.
Okay.
All this sounds, fine and dandy in business and branding, etc. But there's usually a story before that.
Yes.
I was addicted to drugs heavily. I was incarcerated. I was heavily involved in gang life and crime. I have 5 friends that are dead from drug overdoses. I have 1 friend dead from gang violence who was shot dead, including my best friend. So having gone through all that, there's a lot of pain there that has propelled me to excel in ways to keep me productively focused with razor-sharp precision on the good in life. Right? So I've experienced the bad in life, and when I really took charge, stop playing the poor me victim role. Stop playing the blame game. Getting rid of the wannas and the gunnas. I want to do this, or I'm going to do this. As Gary Vaynerchuck says, I'm not going to say it now because that's not really my style. But he's like, F F your one is in your gonna.
Yeah.
You know, you're always gonna.
Yeah.
Right? You're always gonna want. Right? So I am doing this now. Right? So I genuinely embrace everybody that I meet unconditionally with love, as we are all part of the human tribe.
Yes.
You know, you give everybody a chance, a full glass. You know, if they haven't burned you, why not trust them?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now giving back to youth, we have the Reviver Rejuvenation Ranch for at-risk kids. We're looking for different properties right now, ranging from Timmins to Collingwood to King City, all the way to Fort Erie.
Right.
40 boys, military-like facility, but it's the boot camp of love.
Boot camp of love.
So we're injecting a heavy dose of love into these 14 to 17-year-old kids that have lost their way, just like I did when I was a kid, when I was 15 and joined the gang.
And who are you working with now to help you find these kids?
A number of people. Called the Reviver Guardians.
Reviver Guardians, okay.
You know, and if you have a big heart and you're out there and you're a man right now, currently, we will work with women, and we have a female ranch plan. We're going to perfect the system first for the male ranch.
Right.
You know, and you've been through, you know, the world of crime, or you've been an ex-con, and you may not even have a pardon yet. However, you have this big heart for kids just like you that have gone through similar situations in your past of a lot of pain and have lost friends just like I have. Feel free to reach out. info@reviver.ca.
We'll link that below. Now,
thank you.
Let's go back to the original question. Let's dig into that a little bit deeper. So, if my main profession is being an insurance broker for businesses. Now, everybody, just like most common, realtors, mortgage brokers, they're a dime a dozen. How does a self-employed person, for example, like I myself, even though I work with a brokerage, I consider myself as self-employed because I'm going to go find my own clients. How does a guy like me, or a realtor, or a mortgage broker, any of the sort, or a salesperson in general, start beating up the crowd?
Do you have your business card on you?
I do, yes.
I see it. One of the things with a business card, it's so important. It's one of the things that people cheap out on the most, and it's really your first representation of yourself that you have to the rest of the world. When you give them some cheap little piece of crap, what do people think of you, right? When you actually spend a little bit more on a business card, and you actually, you know, have some matte laminate on it, just like this, and your photo, and some really great colors, not overdone, you know, some big font so people could read it, not overwhelming, not all your, you know, life story on it.
There you go.
This is a very well done card. Okay, I'm not going to
Thank
bring it too close because we don't want people messaging you like crazy.
No, because I love it.
You can provide that link underneath. I won't do it for you.
Hey, shout out to 14 Lights for designing the card. Really appreciated the help.
Yeah, 14 Lights, you did a great job. So one of the things that's so important, I'll give you a short story.
Sure.
When I turned my life around, I got a job at Good Life Fitness.
Okay.
So Good Life Fitness saved my life. Thank you, David Patrick-Levins, for creating a system for a person like me to thrive in. You know, so basically, I started at $20 an hour. And I'm going from gang life where this whole table would be full of 20s. You know, and all I would be doing was counting illegal money, and you know, just not a world that you want to be in. Right? Easy come, easy go. Not a good world. There's only two ways out: death or prison. Period.
Damn. Okay.
I'm very lucky to be sitting here with you. I'm very, very lucky. I'm on my 9th life. I've been giving back. That's why the most gratitude I have is for my connection to my source.
Right.
So, long story short, when I got out, I was 26 years young. I'm 45 years young now. And I decided to become a personal trainer.
Okay.
So your profession is insurance guy.
Sure.
My profession was personal trainer guy.
Sure.
Okay, so just bottom of the barrel, basic personal trainer. How am I going to rise through the ranks of, you know, these personal trainers? And there was 1,500 personal trainers at Good Life Fitness across 300 gyms in Canada at the time when I started.
Okay.
I remember the first weekend, it was the Super Success Seminar that the owner of the company, David Patrick-Levins, hosts. There's about 500 trainers that come to this thing from all across Ontario, and they're just the grunts, we'll call them, like the ground floor personal trainers that they paid $20 an hour. You can work your way up to making $32 an hour, $33 an hour, which I did. However, I started at the bottom. How am I going to stand out? I really want to get out of this crime world. I want to start sustaining and providing for my family. I had a daughter at the time, Alicia. She actually just got engaged yesterday, so big shout out to Alicia, my daughter.
Congratulations.
And her man, Jordan. So we basically created a business card. So what they would do is, Good Life Fitness, they had business cards available, but they were like these plain white things that had your name, etc. And I think you had to pay for them. So many people didn't even go for it.
Okay.
Some people would pay the $20, etc. At the time, I don't know what they do now.
Right, right.
We're going back like 19 years. So what I did is I created a business card, and on the back I put, warning, training with James may lead to uncontrollable happiness and self-esteem and increased libido and better muscle tone, losing fat, etc. Right? Being warned, only serious applicants may apply if you're serious about getting results.
I love it.
And it was so successful that the owner of the company, I remember the day before this Super Success seminar, my father had a heart attack.
Oh,
he survived it, but I didn't know if he was going to live.
Right.
I remember sat at the back of the room. I had my ball cap on. My whole team was around me. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just like looking at my phone, like waiting to hear if my father is living.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I hear, would James Erdt please stand up on his chair? Right? And I was like, everyone's like looking at me, 500 people. I'm at the back of the room. So I stand up on my chair, and David Pashalevins goes, I put my money on James Erdt being the most successful person in this room.
Okay.
I don't know where everybody else ended up.
Okay.
I did okay. Right?
Okay.
Why? Because I created a business card. I took that extra step to brand myself, brand you, okay, to set yourself out apart from the crowd.
Love it.
Right? Business cards are so, so important. If you're spending less than $50 on business cards, get a new card.
Got it. First tip of the day regarding branding: invest in good business cards. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Got it.
Get creative.
Get creative with it, because you didn't just get. I love the fact about that with your business cards, you didn't just go stick with the standard, James fitness trainer contact number. You got creative with it. Warning. Whenever you read the word warning, your eyes automatically, or your brain has a red flag, and you're looking at the card going, wait, what's going on here?
So it's kind of like a reverse psychology, right? It was so successful that it became a Canada-wide campaign on billboards. It ended up becoming the graphic designer, etc. throughout the company.
Fantastic.
I went from personal trainer to master trainer to elite trainer to elite plus trainer to fitness manager to being nominated for Canadian Personal Trainer of the Year, nominated for Canadian Fitness Manager of the Year, and I hold the record for the largest revenue generating trainer ever in the history of the biggest fitness company in Canada, which is Good Life Fitness. At the time, whether it's broken or not, I do not know. However, it all started with a business card. And that business card is not only there for me to have in my pocket, it's for me to share. Right? Hey, give a little, get a lot. So that was my next tip for you guys. Give a little, get a lot. Simple tip. Give an hour of your time. Serve them. Go to them with how may I serve you, and genuinely have that in your heart and in your head versus what can I get from you?
Right.
What can I take from this person? Right. What can I sell them? Absolutely the wrong attitude.
I love that you said that. And every successful deal I've closed was based on the fact that I went at it with the intention of saying, listen, don't even buy from me, but let's fix it because your business is important. You've invested time and money in it. Let's focus on that. And I ended up closing those deals without the intention of closing them. But the ones I went to with the intention of closing them because I had dollar signs in my eyes, those are the ones I never closed.
People want to buy, but they don't want to be sold.
And I love that fact. And and that was a learning lesson, an extremely important one. How do you when you go meet a prospect? What is your mentality when you walk into the meeting? What's going through your head? Is the question, how can I help, or how can I serve you, running through your head?
Servitude. Absolute servitude. First off, the best salespeople are the best listeners. Okay? Everybody's favorite topic is themselves.
I like that.
Okay? The less you talk as a salesperson, the more you'll close.
The less you talk, the more you close.
Okay? Ask the right questions by listening. Okay? Ask questions that the only answer can be yes. Hey, it's a beautiful day outside. Do you love the sun too as much as I do? Yes. Oh my God, that's an amazing car. You must really love Jaguars. Yes. Right? So what you're doing is you're subliminally programming them for the yes answer.
Right.
Hey, would you like to go take a look at this home with me? Yes. Hey, would you like to look at this insurance plan with me that could really provide something wonderful for your family? Yes, right? So you're programming in a way subliminally with only positive answers.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And so, tip number 1, invest in good quality, well-designed business cards. Or anything.
Or postcards, even postcards, brochures,
anything where
website, making sure your social media is bang on.
So any type of branding you're doing for yourself, make sure not to skimp out on it, because you'll end up paying for it in one way, shape, or form.
And internet-wise, the first thing people are going to do is they're going to go type in your name. What's going to come up?
See what the reviews are.
Is there at least one page on you?
Right.
Okay. That's the goal, to have at least one page crossover. I've got now like 10. It's from years and years and years of putting good content. Content is king still. Putting good content out to the world, where you utilize a technique called ethical bribe. Okay. So take, for example, hey, I'm going to invite you to my website where I have the top 10 tips on being an incredible insurance agent for you. So now I'm target casting insurance agents specifically.
Right. Okay.
It's absolutely complimentary. It's just my gift to you to show you my value, right? All I ask for you in exchange is your permission to join my mailing list with your email address, and once a month, maybe tops twice a month if there's something really fantastic, I will share with you. You can unsign anytime. Is that fair? Oh, that's great. Top 10 tips from On. That's awesome. He knows what he's doing. Great. Deliver your A nuggets. Okay? A lot of people have this misconception that they'll put their B stuff out first, and then when people pay, you're going to deliver your A nuggets.
Yes.
Do it the other way around. Why? Because if you don't, you may not even get to the A nuggets over here.
Very true. Very true. It's and I go back to Gary Vaynerchuck because I'm listening to a lot of his stuff, and it seems.
Did you hear the great news that he did for our ranch? Did you hear about that?
No, but I do want you to touch base on that. Yeah, when we get to the topic of philanthropy, because I know you told me about it, and I
want to give him props, and I want to send him gratitude because I know a lot of this internet stuff.
I want to digress to it, but I'm thankful that you brought this up. Let's talk about let's talk about the topic of having your net worth is your network. No, network. Yeah, network. Your net worth is your network. Yeah, your net worth is your net worth. I think I nailed it.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Health is wealth, wealth is health.
True, I like that. So let's talk about that, because I've always been a big fan of, for example, I'm a big, I see Gary Vaynerchuck as a celebrity, right? And I see all these other guys like Tony Robbins as a celebrity, and I say, and there was a point where a year and a half ago, I would think that I could never get in touch with these guys because they're above my level, or they're too far away. That I could never even get in touch with these guys. And lo and behold, after talking and making friends and connecting with people, which I think is so important, gives you the ability to get closer. Now, you just mentioned what Gary Vaynerchuck did for you, and I want to point out to my audience is that literally Gary Vaynerchuck is one point of contact away from me being able to meet him. Tony Robbins is about 2 steps away from me. It's you, to his son, and then Tony Robbins. And Les Brown is 2 steps again, or in some other circles, 1 step away. And this was, I want you to expand on the topic of how do you grow your network, and how can you add value to your network?
Maybe we'll start with Tony Robbins' son, Jarek. Okay, give you an example. This room, okay, there's an organization called $1 Million Smiles. $1 Million Smiles. Yes. They actually build, I believe it's $1milliondollarsmiles.ca. They build playgrounds for terminally and critically ill children, predominantly with cancer and some other conditions. In their backyard, these are kids that can't go to play, so we bring the play to them. Right?
Okay.
It's kind of like Move That Bus, extreme home makeover, but building playgrounds in the backyard. You get a bunch of the community around, and it costs about $3,500 to buy one of these playgrounds and all the tools needed, etc., paint and nails and whatever we need. So in order to raise that money, I thought, hey, well, let's do an event here. So I found out what was close and dear to Jarek's heart.
Okay.
Right? One of the best ways to connect with a celebrity whether it's a rock star or a TV production star or a personal development expert or guru, they all have big hearts at the end of the day. Okay, they're all very giving people, and they give a lot more than a lot more people really see them give, right?
Right.
However, they all have something that's really close and dear to the heart. You find out what's close and dear. It could be animals, it could be Cancer Society, it could be heart and stroke, it could be, you know, what I'm doing with at-risk youth, etc. If somebody came to me right now and they said, hey, I would love to serve one of the boys that you're working with, they have my attention immediately.
Okay.
They want to come talk to me about money or my Airbnb business or what they can get from me or what they can learn from me in business right now. I've done all that, right? I've done that for years. And it's not that it's getting old, it's just I'm moving from a phase of business and big business to legacy. And all of these celebrities are moving towards legacy. They're moving towards transcendence.
It's not just about a paycheck anymore.
No.
It's about...
They have money. They have toys.
What happens after?
Right? They don't need the money anymore. It's just more money at the end of the day. You can only spend so much in a lifetime, right? So when you've had the toys, and you've had the trips, and you've had the fun, etc., there's more to life.
Just like, I guess this is why Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and a couple other, I guess, 1%ers have promised to give away most of their wealth after they pass away to charitable organizations. Because I guess they've realized at one point that money can give you access to happiness, but it's not what makes you happy in the end.
What's really cool, you know, the whole saying, like, it takes money to make money, that's a big crock, first off. I did a little experiment, and I'm in this experiment right now.
Okay.
So I decided to take a massive pay cut recently, right? By not doing a lot of my event business, by not doing my graphic design, web development, and animation services for a little while. I put everything on the shelf, by not publishing anyone else's books except for my own, and running like my television show coming up in 6 months. So I was offered a big deal by a national network to continue season 3 of the Dynamo Show, and I said no. I want to focus 100% energy on putting together, well, we'll call it 90 because I still have my staples like my Dynamo Speaker Talent Search that I do, etc. That they have coming out every spring, every fall. People are expecting those, so you want to continue that, right? But it takes very little energy because the brand is already built, right? It attracts people without me doing much, right? So now I'm taking the 90% energy that I've taken from everything else. Instead of putting 10% energy into the Reviver Ranch, I'm putting 90% energy. However, by doing so, I'm taking a huge pay cut because all of those revenue streams are now not being focused on, right? The ranch is not a revenue stream for me. It's not, you know, it's something that I'm giving towards. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to give 90% back. Instead of having that tithing model of giving 10% back to the world, what happens if I give 90?
Okay.
I have never said thank you, God, in my life. I must have said it 100 times in the past 3 months.
What happened?
The universe takes care of you.
Really?
Abundantly, magically, miraculously, the universe takes care of you when you follow your heart and it's in the right place and you're doing things for the right reason. Right.
So you got to share an example. What's caused? You gave away. You're giving back 90% to. And so you were absolutely right. Most people have that 10% model. That 10% of my income will be social, charitable causes, and 90% goes to your bills, savings, investments, whatever. And you flipped it on its head. You're doing the other way around. You're giving 90% to this charitable organization that you're starting, and you've seen a difference. Like you've seen the universal come back,
blessed, like to the point where you can't put it into words. To the point where if I shared it with you guys, you think I'm crazy.
No. We all crazy.
We're all crazy, right? We all believe in our own way, right? I am a strong believer. You know, I have a strong connection with Source, we'll call it. You know, it could be whatever connection you have with your own source. I go all over the planet and I serve youth. I can go into the slums of Mumbai, which you know is very dangerous for a Caucasian person to go in the middle of nowhere, you know, with no protection, etc. I'll go deep with, you know, simple love to play gully cricket with the kids. You know, and people just bring you into their families, into their homes, the governments. They open the doors for you because you're there to bring riches. Right? When you're pegged in a way that you're coming to take from the country. You know, you're
constricted.
Yeah, and you're causing a revolution versus an evolution.
Okay.
Right. So you know, there's only so much resources within each of these, you know, national countries before we, you know, we're moving towards a one world society.
Yeah.
You know, it's happening now. We're all connected to each other, and I think it's fantastic because it's the absolute best time ever to live for the entrepreneur. Okay.
Agreed.
Each and every one of us can be an entrepreneur. So if you're out there and you have a job, just over broke, which is something I didn't have. I didn't have since, you know, I stopped at Good Life. And I say just over broke because at the end of the day, if I have $100, Good Life at the end of the day is taking two-thirds of that. So the way they do it is 1/3 is profit, 1/3 is expenses, and 1/3 is to pay the employee. Right. So technically, you're giving 2/3 of your money away. Right. So isn't it better to make 100% yourself?
Yeah.
Right now, we have all the tools. We have smartphones. We have the internet. There is absolutely no reason why you can't share your story and or your experiences in either pain or pleasure to monetize. People want to read what you have, how you got over your pain. So that pain that you're an expert in, whatever it is, everybody's an expert in some kind of pain. Write the book on how to get out of it. Charge $10 for it. Charge $20 for it. People will pay for that.
People will relate. And I think that there used to be this concept, I don't know where it came from, but the concept was that whenever you present yourself, hide your creativity and just present yourself in a very bland, black and white way. And
humility.
Well, not even black and white way. I mean, like, there's this concept of creativity to be limited. And when you tap into your creativity and start showing a little bit more transparency with your audience, they appreciate it and they reciprocate more. They love it. Because there's this concept, and I've seen this with many of my clients as well, who are business owners who are trying to target, and my coworkers in the same industry, that what they try to do is they try to serve each and everybody.
Yes.
So they want to sell a product to each and everybody.
Yes.
And my response is, and they're usually not the top sellers. They do well for themselves, but they're never the top sellers. The top sellers are the ones who focus, they have a niche market. They focus on something. They're transparent about what they do. They say, listen, I don't do this and this. If you want, there might be another person for you. But this is my specialty. This is what I do. This is what I focus in. And they're transparent about that. That's just, on the business side of things. And if you're writing a story, I think it's fair to say that there's enough people out there or there's probably one more person who suffered the same thing as you, or experienced the same pleasures.
A lot of people in the world.
More. That's more, right? And they,
you only need 100,000 people to buy your book at $10.
There you go.
Right. So on that point, though, take for example, you got the we'll call it Joe Blow over here. He's got the idea that he's going to sell to everybody, right? He probably also feels that he has to make everybody happy.
Right.
Okay. He hasn't got to the stage yet where Jane Doe over here. She is at the stage where she doesn't necessarily care what people think because she's a good person.
Right.
She's a good person. She has good integrity. She's doing her best. She's serving people in a way that's healthy and focusing on their success. Where Joe Blow over here, he's taking as much as he can get. So he's got this 100% where he's trying to focus on to keep everybody happy. Right. Jane Doe knows that 33% love her, 33% maybe dislike her, and 33% simply don't care. What Jane Doe does is she focuses on the niche of the 33% that absolutely love her, hoping to inspire the other 66%.
I love it. So the common question that most people say, or the common phrase I've heard, and you elaborate, and you said it a little while ago, was you need money to make money. And you said it's complete BS, that's not true. What about the companies who or the people who want to start a job? They want to start a business, quit their 9 to 5. How should they do it, and when should they think they're ready to do it? And then we'll take it from there.
Have you ever heard of the saying, burn the boats?
Burn the boat so that you don't have an escape plan. Okay.
There was this king way back in the day, and he had this invading army coming, and he had a very small army, and let's call it 100 men, and there was 1,000 men coming to attack him. But he had this moat around his island where his castle was. So he had his men, and he thought, okay, Well, if these 1,000 guys, if they have boats or some source of a way to get over the moat to get to the castle, we are most likely doomed, right? So what did he do? He put his soldiers on boats, sent them over the moat on the opposite shore to where the offending army was coming in.
Okay.
Then he lit torches to the boats, burned all the boats. The guys got back and said, uh-oh, the king burned the boats. They won.
Why is that?
They didn't have an option.
So you're saying not to have a plan B, just go in 100%.
Plan A, period.
Plan A, period.
Plan A, period. It's the same thing with my fiance. We don't have a plan B. That was our handshake to each other. No plan B.
Okay.
Period.
James is telling you that if you have the passion, if you have the heart, and you truly believe in it 100%. Not
Say it again without if.
Truly, and you truly believe in it, then you go in 100%. No 90%, and keep it 10%.
Razor sharp focus.
And just go in.
Just go in, all in, with your passion and heart. When you don't have something to fall back on and your kids are about to starve, you'll find do what you gotta do.
You'll find a way.
When you have a plan B, there's a little bit over here, and then you got a little bit over here, right? What happens when you focus on something? It expands.
Okay.
So if you focus on plan B, it's starting to expand. It's not really what you want.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Why expand what you don't want?
Okay, so you're saying the opposite of what Gary Vaynerchuck says. He says work your 9 to 5 until your 5 to 9 becomes your 9 to 5.
For those that are conservative.
I like that.
Right?
I like
So
that.
some are introverted, and that may be a really great plan for you. I'm not saying go quit your job today. You know what I mean? If you have expenses,
Don't worry, I'll list his email if you want to send them.
Right? This is a calculated risk. You know, you
Right.
get to the edge of the cliff to the point where you know confidently in your heart that you will succeed no matter what. You jump off that cliff and you worry about growing wings on the way down.
I love it.
I just did this recently. So you were asking earlier about, resourcefulness. So if there's one thing that I'm an expert on is being resourceful. When you're in the streets and you're hooked on drugs and, fallen off the bandwagon numerous times, you become a very resourceful human being in survival.
Yes.
We're all survival experts at the end of the day. What our God-given goal and duty here on this planet is to inspire other human beings. I can't control you, okay? I can't make On mad, okay? Only On can allow me to make you mad, all right? So you have a choice. We have what's called the power of choice. We have our feelings, our emotional guidance system.
Power of choice.
It's like this internal GPS that we have called our feelings that we were given before we came into this human body to navigate this world and this planet. So when we get really good at listening to our feelings, okay, take for example, fear, despair, grief, anger, shame, very low resonating vibrations.
Right.
Remember, law of attraction, like attracts like. So if I'm putting out fear, if I'm putting out anger to you, what am I going to get back? Probably a little bit more.
Right.
Dogs don't attack unless they sense fear. They sense fear or timidness or something. When you come with open arms and love, I'll put my face to a dog, even like a Doberman with snarling teeth, like 1 inch away immediately.
You got guts.
Yeah, because the dog knows that I'm not here to hurt it. I come with love, right? So it's a very different way of approaching other living creatures. So it diffuses negative tensions and energies almost immediately.
Let's pick this more in depth. I have decided to, I decide to, well, in this case, my brother, he decided to start his own fitness brand, fitness and athletic brand, and he decided to step in. The first question he had was silent statements, and check it out on silentstatements.ca. He decided to go in, and he said, I want to create my own brand. I want to make it affordable so everybody can afford it. I'm going in. I said, be my guest. I'll support you in any way, shape, or form. He goes in, and the first question we run into is, well, where are we going to get the money from? Where are we going to get the stock? Where do we get the inventory? What would you say in that case?
I'll give you an example with the ranch for an example. Okay, so we have silent statements. Okay,
right.
Has silent statements thought about legacy? Has silent statements thought about how can it give back to the world so it becomes of more value for somebody to buy silent statements hat over here or Joe Blow's hat? Okay. Joe Blow's hat isn't giving back to the world at all, he's taking your money.
Right.
Okay? Making it cheap for you to buy. He's competing with the Walmarts and the Chinas of the world in order to sell his hats at a very low price.
Right.
The price battle always loses long term. Okay? Plus, you won't make any money.
Right.
So let's say silent statement hat now is $100.
Right.
Okay? But of this $100, $50 or $20 or $10, whatever you feel comfortable with, goes to a program like Revival Rejuvenation Ranch for at-risk youth. Right out of the gate, you're already feeling more compelled to buy this hat because it's giving back.
Because you know
in some way, shape, or form.
You're not only just buying a hat, you're buying a story behind the hat.
You're buying a story behind the hat, and you're helping a kid.
Right.
You know, buy a hat from us. Get it. We're going to give a hat to a poor kid. Okay. It costs you $2 to make this. Right. 2 hats is $4. Right. Okay. You charge $20 instead of $10. Right. Okay. You give half of that away. You still made more than you did to begin with.
So you're saying that there should be a story, and you should utilize the story before.
The story.
So again, this doesn't tackle the question: how do we get the cash? Where would you get the cash when you want us to start off a business?
Take, for example, you know, going back to it takes money to make money.
Right.
Not necessarily true.
Okay.
This ranch project, I have no idea where I'm going to get the $5.5 million I need by May 1st, 2018.
You heard that, right? 5.5 million, not 5,500, 5.5 million. Not
to open up this ranch. Right. So $2 million to open up the ranch, $3 million to run the program for 1 year for 40 boys and to pay my staff, $500,000 to retrofit the building.
Okay.
That was the projected plan for the $20,000 US business plan that we've created with Gary Vaynerchuck's money. Okay. So we have a movie coming out, and Gary Vaynerchuck actually paid the production team in Spain called Reviver. It's the same company, New Vision Films, Patrick Wazowski and Sasha Wazowski, that created Leap, Impact, and Think holds the record for the most amount of money ever raised on Indiegogo crowdfunding for a documentary film.
Wow, okay.
We're about to break that record with the new movie Reviver, which will most likely cost us anywhere in the range of $400,000 to $800,000 US to produce this film. Okay. And we will win every award there is at the Cannes Film Festival because it will be emotionally connected to your heart.
I love it.
All right. So how do I get that? Right.
Wait. Before you go into the fact how you got that, I hope this thing didn't slip by that Gary Vaynerchuck is investing in his project, which is fantastic, and big congratulations on that.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Big thanks, Gary, for investing in that and all the golden nuggets you
Gary was the spark.
Was he?
Yeah, it was the spark. It was pretty cool. It was at the Archangel.
Yes, I see those on Facebook.
Giovanni Marsico, he has an event. It's about 1,500 archangels, you know, entrepreneurs just like yourself and myself, come and we gather, and he has all these really great speakers, you know, Lewis Howe, like just you name it. The speakers are.
I think this year he had Simon Sinek.
Yes, fantastic. The previous year, he had Gary Vaynerchuck, one of the speakers. Okay. And I actually went to see Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is like my idol. Is the guy that I've modeled my career after. A very clean speaker. Gary is not so much a clean speaker. Very different style than me. However, he has an attractor factor because he's different. Yes. He's owned a specific sector.
Yes.
Okay.
He's very niche.
That sector appeals to young people.
Yes.
So if you look at his audience, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of young people that want to be Gary, right? They resonate with him. Not necessarily my audience. I have a different group of young people that I serve, but I focus more on infopreneurs that are about to take the step from, C-level entrepreneur or expert to B-level expert to A-level expert. So I help them go through that. Leveling up.
Right.
So where they move to having free speeches to getting paid $150 to $500 a speech to doing $5,000 an hour speech, which is the entry level for A levels, up to $100,000 an hour for an expert level speaker. Right.
Impressive.
Speaking is a very lucrative industry. Right. And each and every one of you have a topic that you're an expert in. Remember that. If you're searching for a topic, search your pain, search your pleasure. Okay.
If you're wondering what to do and trying to kill time, and you may not have any, you may think that you don't have a skill set, you're not good at anything, but you're a great communicator, you can talk, you can light up the room. There's a job right there.
Share your story. The first speech that you can create is your own story. Once again, your favorite topic is you. You know you. You don't have to remember you.
And is there any sort of platforms where they can come and...
Mo Mondays. Very great platform. Toastmasters, all over the world. Toastmasters, Dynamo Speaker Talent Search.
That's the one.
Speaker Slam. There's a whole bunch of them out there that you can just get up there and speak and share your story. Some are 3 minutes, some are 10 minutes, some are 6 minutes, right? Yep. Usually everybody's first speech is their own story.
I love it.
And it's the easiest one. It's
Yeah.
the easiest speech. It's the freebie.
Right.
Right? And then you learn the skills before.
How to bring it in.
So Gary, I asked him, everybody, Gary Vaynerchuck, for those who don't know, he's probably the #1 internet entrepreneur expert in the world right now that people are following like religiously, daily, all day long.
Sure.
Some people say there's an addiction there because they don't know what he's going to say next. So he's created this buzz where if you miss it, you're like, oh my God, Gary did this, or Gary said this, or whatever, right? And I just happened to be sitting in the row right beside where they had question and answer. So you got the stage here, you got Gary standing here, and you got these 2 rows where people line up where they can ask Gary anything.
Right.
So he comes with a half-hour presentation of the hour, and the other half hour he offers in servitude to the audience to answer your question about what you want to do regarding small business. Right? So everybody's going up there thinking about these self-serving questions. How can Gary help my business? Give me a question that, or ask a question that in some way serves my business.
Right.
I thought, you know what? I'm going to dedicate and donate my question to these at-risk kids. So I went up and I said, hey Gary, in your professional opinion, how would you raise awareness to build a ranch for these at-risk kids that I'm serving, etc.? Then I got a little bit into it. And he was like, you have my attention. Immediately, like you could hear a pin drop in the room. He started rhyming off. Okay, we're gonna do this, and this. You're gonna connect with all the top 100 richest people in Canada, the people that can make game-changing differences with one check. Boom. So I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the best answer ever. And everyone's just like, oh my God, this is the best answer ever. So the dust settled. I turned around. I thanked him graciously. I started walking back to my seat. He's like, dude, right? So you can hear like a pin drop in the room. Dude. He's like, yo, wait a sec, right? I turn around. He's like, put me down for the first $50,000 US. I was like, wow. So when it's like the NBA final, and they're down by
it's like a 3-point.
They're down by 2 points, and the whistle blows, and they throw the ball, and it goes in. You win the championships, and the whole room erupts. That was that moment for me. And I thank Gary for that moment because he launched this ranch, and he actually has a painting made for him now by one of the painters in our circle of influence. He's got a plaque that's going on the totem pole, which is going to be in the echo circle where the kids meditate, etc. So once again, gratitude to Gary. Gary now has sparked other big names, which I can't mention yet, to come on board.
Okay.
By getting that one celebrity that endorses your brand will make all the difference.
So let me ask you a question. I know you can't say any names, but how did they get wind of this? The other celebrities who are jumping on board, or the big
We reached out.
You reached out.
Yeah,
okay.
we reached out, but now they've in some way, shape, or form heard.
Okay.
Right, because it's so unique.
Right.
Like Gary gave this random dude $50,000 in an audience that he's never met before.
And if Gary's putting
why? He didn't know me, right? And you know what he told me? He said, "I'm betting on the jockey, not the race."
Yes.
So he said that I had the balls to kind of stand up, right, and ask the question.
Right.
Donate my question, not serving myself, serving these kids, and he bet on the jockey, saying that guy's going to make it. That guy's going to really do this.
Fantastic.
Right?
Complete conviction without even digging into the detail. He committed to the 50,000.
Check this out. Okay, I'm in Home Depot the other day,
okay,
and I got my jewelry line, so I'm buying like these tiles where I can take photos on a blank tile. So I got 3 different lines. I got hard rock, I got tribal, and I got kaleidoscope. 3 different lines. So I was getting these tiles, and the guy was curious. It was like something like skater dude it looked like, right? Some little short guy, a little scruffy, and I treat everybody the same, just with love and respect and unconditional, approval. Right?
Yeah.
And so we're talking, and I was like, yeah, it's to raise money for these kids. He's like, come with me. And I was like, where are we going? He's like, to the office. And I was like, okay. So I didn't know what was going on. He grabs all the tiles. He goes, first off, I'm going to give you all the tiles as a gift from Home Depot.
Right.
Secondly, I want to give your ranch an entire basement or an entire kitchen, anything of your choice, providing my team can wear orange shirts and come and we can shoot video. Got all free.
Right.
Then I was at a party in Ancaster for a landscaping company. They gave me a free pool. They gave me a free porch for the kids.
Fantastic.
How?
That's amazing.
How?
You give without expecting anything in return is important.
Moving from expectation to appreciation made all the difference in my life. Explain that. Tony Robbins shared it with me first. When when we come to this interview in expectation, I may be let down. Japanwala didn't answer this, or he didn't give me this, or he didn't give me a gift, or he didn't, share his business, or whatever. I had all these expectations coming in. The likelihood of one of those expectations being let down is fairly high. Difference. I shift from expectation to appreciation.
Okay.
The moment I met you, from beginning to now, pure appreciation. What's he going to share? What knowledge is going to come out of his mouth? What is he going to offer as an open, loving, all-receiving, friendship?
I love that.
Right? Now, it's all surprise.
For people who want to start to develop their mindset, start to develop a new perspective on growing, first you have to grow yourself, you have to develop yourself before you can develop your company. What would be your resources that you recommend for them to check out?
There's a book out there, changed my life. It's called The Power of Now by Erdt-The.
Okay, I've heard of this one.
Right now is the only moment you and I will ever have. This is it. What am I going to do with this moment? Am I going to do something negative, or am I going to do something positive? Have I been living negative moment, negative moment, negative moment, negative moment? Or can I and will I choose positive moment, positive moment, positive moment, positive moment, without slipping back to negative moment, staying positive, 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 positive? You can turn your life around in light speed. It's a choice. Right here, right now. Everything else is excusitis. Get over your own BS.
Excusitis.
Get over your own BS. Change now. We all have the power to change now.
You have the power of choice.
Everything else is just the story that we're telling ourselves.
Right.
It really is. It's the story that we're telling ourselves. It's the story that we made up in our head. It's the poor me victim role. This happened to me. Yes, there's horrible situations in the world. There's deplorable circumstances in the world that people are born into.
Right.
However, that's their story.
Right.
That's their story. And they also have the ability to have resources around them that they can pull from to create their life in a way that works for them.
Right. Like, I think that it's silly. Sometimes people lose sight of the bigger picture, and that I've seen people, walking where they completely lost their mind because their cell phone battery died, or their battery dies really quick, and that's what they were panicking about. That's what they were getting upset about, and we, as people, need to realize that we need to change it. We need to stop looking things from a micro perspective and change it to a macro perspective. That if your cell phone's dead, it's all right. It's okay. Just live in the moment. Look around. The trees are changing color. They're beautiful shade, but nobody really notices it.
Stay centered.
That's it.
Have you heard of the saying, become the observer? Become the observer of your own existence?
No. I love that.
So on Japanwala movie, okay? So you're the director, you're the producer, you're the star. Okay? You basically can play all the roles. You can play the minor role. You can play the major role. What role in your movie do you want to play, and how do you want to show up?
I love that.
This is your movie. How do you want to create it?
I love it.
Right? So when you become the observer of your own movie, how are people viewing me? Right? How are people watching this movie? What is the movie that I want to share with the world? There's no such thing as privacy anymore.
No.
I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this security camera is pointing. I don't know what it's filming. There's no such thing as privacy anymore. There's only one option left, and that's to be good.
I love it. Be good. Be good. The simplest.
Be good, and everything will work out fine.
Be good. Be good to yourself and be good to others.
Yeah. 100%.
Your business starts taking off. Now you got money. Now you're not in a. You don't have that attitude of, of limits. You've started to realize that you're living in your mindset is of abundance. Now you got money coming in, you got time extra available. Where would you tell businesses to start? What to doing with that extra cash that they got coming in?
I have a saying. It's actually my hashtag. Dream big, work smart, play now.
Dream big.
Work smart.
Work smart. Play now. Okay.
So I think what you're referring to is the work part.
Yes.
So the work smart, shifting from work hard. I got hard down to a science. Like my work ethic is like insane.
Okay.
And I'll stay up for 3 days until the job is done with integrity. I'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
Yes.
Those days are gone.
Okay.
Now it's about passive residual income, finding revenue streams and revenue sources that can operate while I'm sleeping or operate while I'm in the field with the kids.
Any example?
I had 3 Airbnb units.
Okay.
I think, for example, I'm the top super host in Mississauga for Airbnb.
Okay.
Give you an example, like these units generate anywhere, between a really abundant yield, on most times to about 75% of that on average, all year round.
Okay.
I needed to find time, energy in order to basically move and shift over to working with the kids.
Okay.
So what did I do? I turned it into a passive income stream where I made them long-term rentals.
Okay.
Versus short-term rentals. Short-term rentals requires your business.
Right.
I'm not above cleaning toilets. I was
Right.
cleaning toilets. I was cleaning them. I was greeting people. I was meeting them for a half hour to an hour, having a great time with all these people coming from all different walks of the
Right.
world. It takes a lot of time and energy.
Yes.
Yes, I'm serving those individuals, and that
Right.
was great. However, it takes time away from the kids. That is my razor sharp focus now.
Right. Okay.
What did I do? I took a pay cut on it.
Okay.
However, it didn't require my time on a monthly basis, day to day anymore. I now have a meeting once on the 28th of each month with 3 different individuals, which basically provide, an income to my family.
Amazing.
That's one example of working smart. I may not be making as much, but I can always add another unit.
Okay.
Right? So that's an example. Right now I'm invested in the cryptocurrency market.
Okay.
Right? If you don't know anything about Bitcoin, you will. I highly suggest everybody on the planet goes out and buys 1 Bitcoin right now and just put it away. Put it away
I
on
don't even know what Bitcoin is. I got this.
Look it up.
This is
on
not
the
a complete
internet.
session.
Go to YouTube. What is Bitcoin? Right? And buy one of them.
Okay.
It's the new digital currency. It will be the standard of the world, more than likely. A lot of the governments and big companies and countries are shifting towards digital currency because there's a lot of limitations with fiat currency.
Okay.
Right now, even like 2-3 years ago, it was worth $100, then it went $2,000, then it went $3,000.
Oh,
now we're well over $5,000 to buy one.
Okay.
So imagine if you bought 100 back when they were only $100.
Right.
Right? They predict that each one will be worth $1 million.
Okay.
Each one. Right now they're at 5,000. So if you got 5,000 right now, you may want to research what Bitcoin is and what it can do for your family. There's your lottery ticket.
There you go. Long-term hold.
Long-term hold.
Not a
Long-term
quick
hold. Don't play with it. And if it's like going to the casino. It's not investment advice. It's just something that I've personally done. I bought one. I put it aside. I'm just going to leave it there.
And hopefully things turn out for the better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once in a while, you make a couple more. Right.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cryptocurrency.
So you said so in order to start investing in passive income, so you'd have more time available to you. So when you start to have more time available, how would you spend it?
Philanthropically. So
you're giving back.
my goal was to take the vehicles that I was working very hard in. Like giving you an example, graphic design, my graphic design company, lots of clients coming in, lots to manage.
Right.
Busy, getting busier.
Right.
So creating work for myself. Right. Yes, it was profitable. However, at the end of the day, is it serving my highest why?
Right.
When you have a why powerful enough to make you cry, you know you're on purpose. Right? Get over it.
Fantastic. I love it.
Right? Everybody waiting to make money to give back.
Right.
It's just a big excuse.
You have
You're
time.
suffering from excusitis.
Excusitis. I love that. I just got a great thought of a shirt. It should just say like a stop sign with excusitis on it. Like that'd be freaking fantastic. There's so many questions I want to run through with you, and I know that we've touched like little bits and pieces on each one of them. But I'll give you a general question. You truly believe in, and I agree with you 110%, is that once you embrace the attitude of gratitude, it'll come back to you. And I truly believe that 110%.
And believe in it.
And believe in it.
Truly, genuinely.
And it's not even about...
with authenticity.
Yes. That some people, they do it, but they're not completely convinced. They're like, well, it may happen, it may not happen, we don't know, but I'm just going to, give whatever. But when you actually believe that it's going to come back to you, in any way, shape, or form. It may not just come back in monetary forms.
You're already changing your language. Instead of the F's, you're using the W's. In one conversation.
See, there you go. You see this.
It's working.
This is why I say that these things. It's always, first of all, I want to thank you for the time that you've given and the knowledge you've shared with us, especially with myself. I know you, obviously, with running all these businesses and programs and stuff like that, you've dedicated almost 2 hours of your time and to sit down with me and to go over and you know what, to share an experience in this and hopefully we're going to pass this experience out to everybody out there and this answers questions. Neither of us are making money off this interview, and it's just for us to be able to give back. That was the whole reason. Yeah. That was the whole reason why I started the Insurance Guys show. I don't have sponsors. We don't have sponsors or anything in the story. It's just me coming out, interviewing professionals like yourself, and getting the word out there, because I know that I had my challenges, and when I was able to come over them with guidance and mentorship and so forth, that I want to give back and hopefully help change somebody else.